Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today we're going to be talking about Paighton Houston, a 29-year-old Alabama woman who went missing on December 20th during a night out with her coworker at a bar called the Tin Roof Bar in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, before I begin, there is something unfolding as I'm speaking in this video, and there has been a body found in a location in Hueytown, Alabama. That's about a 24-minute drive from Tin Roof Bar, but they have not identified the remains as of yet. They said it was buried in a shallow grave in this property, but more on that in a minute. I want to get back to Paighton for a second. She went out on December 20th with a coworker to the Tin Roof Bar. Now, I'm curious if it was a male or female coworker. I read another article that said it was coworkers, or was it an article or was it from her mom? And apparently she was going there to have some drinks and live music. Now, she lives in Trussville, which is about a 27, it's about a half an hour drive from Trussville to Birmingham to the bar. Now, it was said she was last seen leaving with two heavyset African-American men at 10:45 p.m. and willingly going with them. However, there's some conflicting reports because it was then mentioned that Sergeant Johnny Williams said that there was nothing on surveillance that indicated that she was even on there or left with these two men, and they can't find these two men according to the descriptions of what people are saying. My question is, did she trust these men or somehow know them? I mean, if you're with a coworker and you're planning to spend the night having drinks and watching music, why leave with these two men, right? And I'm curious if it was a male or a female coworker, only because if you're with a female coworker, the likelihood, at least in my opinion, the likelihood of leaving with some two random men and leaving your girlfriend by herself and then you just going, usually there's a girl code that you don't really do that. I mean, everybody's different, but usually you just don't take off. That's kind of a cardinal rule. It is in Canada anyway. I shouldn't say that. It is with me. So she was last seen wearing ripped blue jeans, a coral colored t-shirt, and blue Converse sneakers. And she's 5'2" and 123 pounds. So she's not that big. Now, she does have tattoos. Her left arm says strength on it, and with the G replaced with a semicolon and an arrow underneath it. And her right arm, near her wrist, she has a tattoo of the word faith. It's important to note that after she leaves, she sends a text. And this is around a little after midnight, so which would be about an hour and 15 minutes later. And she sends a text to the coworker and says, "I don't know who I'm with, so if I call, please answer. I feel in trouble." So a little bit weird here, only because if she left with these two guys, the coworker would probably know she left with these two guys. And now she says, "I don't know who I'm with." So I guess I could be taken two ways. I don't know who I'm with, meaning, I don't know these people, or this is a brand new set of people and I have no idea who I'm with. But she doesn't even say where she is, which if she feels in trouble, maybe she would say like, "I don't know who I'm with. I'm in a club or I'm in somewhere. So if I call," and I wonder if she got the chance to actually call. And which coworker was it? Was it the same coworker that she was at the bar with? So also, why didn't she try calling? I mean, I wonder if she had it down below and just quickly texted. It's pretty scary. So now her mom, Charlene, said, if she's in trouble, she's in trouble. She also said she must have met the men before. "I just know her, and she would not leave with someone that she did not know." She says, her mom also says she calls when she gets to work, she calls when she's on her break, she calls when she's leaving. So, she's quite connected to her mom. Now, here's another interesting thing that I pulled up. The Tin Roof Bar made a statement and said, and I quote, "We have been in contact with the Birmingham police and have shared any info needed to assist since the report, including all of our staff that worked there that evening. As common industry practice, we hire off-duty uniformed police to be on site during busy times. They were working on site during this time as well. We hope and pray for Paighton's safe return and encourage anyone to reach out with any info. So this is interesting. They had 2 off-duty uniformed police on site as this was all unfolding. That's pretty gutsy if the 2 men had ulterior motives right from the get-go. Back to the news about a body being found. So police were somehow led to this location, and as I mentioned, it's located in Hueytown, which is 24 minutes from Birmingham Bar. Right away, I took notice of the street names because I found this, it just perked my interest. The streets are called Love Street and Chapel Drive. So I don't know if this is calculated or not, but it's a little odd. Right away noticed Love and Chapel. Also, one of the reporters was talking about the street being blocked off and that the body was found in a shallow grave. And they said the yard that the body was found in was unoccupied. They said a few months before that there was an elderly man living in there, but now they weren't sure who it was occupied by. But the reporter did say that a woman was trying to get on the street, and obviously it was closed off, and you had to prove that you live there. And this woman was saying that house is her house. She owns that house, and she had to go in to get a couple of items. And so obviously they said no and was denied access. Now, was this place purposely picked? The question in my mind is, okay, let's pretend there is no coincidences, because I believe there really isn't. The body of a woman is found in an uninhabited house on the streets of Love and Chapel, back in Hueytown. And I believe that's where Paighton is actually from and grew up. But she lives in Trussville. So, kind of some weird things. These are just my thoughts. She goes from Trussville to Birmingham and potentially ends up in Hueytown, which is her hometown, on Love and Chapel Street. That just piqued my interest. I had to put it out there because it's been bothering me since I read it. Now, if you have any more information, can you please put it in the comments below, and so that we can all work on this together and figure out what the heck happened to Paighton. I hope it's not her. However, the cops have been led there, and super sad. I feel for the families. I'm so sorry that you all have to be going through this, whether friends or family, and it's something that shouldn't even happen. Be sure to share this video if you can, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click that notification bell so you can be notified of my next upcoming videos, because there is going to be a lot of them. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.